Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the tier 9 US destroyer, the Fletcher, and I'm using these upgrades and commander skills. Now I spawned near the seaside on this map, so obviously I'm going to go immediately into the sea cap. Even though it's a tier 10 match, I'm a Fletcher, so I don't really care. I can fight pretty much anything, or well, at least be able to run away if necessary due to my good concealment. So I head straight into the cap zone and now I'm gonna turn. Obviously I also have radio, so I more or less know where the enemies are moving. I start turning away pretty much immediately as I enter the cap zone because I want to go back again. Now, I don't quite understand what path that Ognawai took, but at least he is entering the cap zone, so it should be good enough. And hopefully we together here will be able to cap this fast enough. Wow, that blind shot by the St. Louis or Game Bird was actually fairly close to where we were. Kinda surprising, but you know, there aren't actually that many places where somebody is going to be when they cap. So since it seems that there's at least one battleship that will come out to this side, that is the Bismarck, I guess I will just go straight ahead to the eastern side of the map and try to torpedo those battleships as much as I can. I mean, we took the cap advantage with capping C earlier, and the good thing is that our Yugumo and Shimakazu went for the B cap as well, so we actually hold both of them, which means that we have a significant capping advantage. And as you saw yesterday, capping wins games. So I fired off my torpedoes and now I'm just gonna back off. Because if you look at the minimap, right, you see the edge of the island. A ship might be right behind that edge and I wouldn't know. And if I keep going closer, then, you know, the ship might suddenly spot me. So I didn't want to go out towards the edge because of that. I think it would have been too risky, because I would take potentially needless damage or perhaps even die. So that's why I decided to fall back. And now, since the torpedoes passed in front of me, I'm gonna turn, and since I'm far away enough from that edge, or that corner, I suppose I'll start going closer again to be able to try to torpedo that Bismarck. Since it seems my initial torpedo salvo was not very successful, I'm also gonna leave a smokescreen for my teammates, the Tirpitz, and perhaps the Zal will be able to make some use of it. Mostly for the Tirpitz, I suppose. But then again, I mean, it is covering the Zal, although planes might ruin that one. But the Bismarck is coming closer, so it should be a very good chance for me to try to torpedo her. Now it seems that the enemy team actually doesn't have that many forces on this side, except they have a Montana there for some reason. But I have no clue where that Montana is going, like she's literally humping the border. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so since the Bismarck is turning, I will try my best with these torpedoes. Although I'm not quite certain how successful they're gonna be. Although I don't think that Bismarck is actually gonna get away from here though. Because I think if she keeps turning away to try to run away, she is going to run into the torpedoes, and if she doesn't, well, she's gonna be on this side of the island, and we have a few more ships here. So I think we already know where they're. I think it's a Shimakaze. Yeah, it is a Shimakaze. And yeah, I think that's rest in peace, Bismarck. Goodbye.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Okay, well, that Bismarck is gone. Their Montana seems to have decided to join the game again. And I tried to taunt the enemy DDs a little bit in chat by saying that, hey, shouldn't you be capping? Because, you know, we held the cap advantage and I don't want to fight destroyers randomly here. It would be better if their destroyers went to try to cap. So I would have more space to try to torpedo opponents. If I could, I would like to get closer to that Montana and try to torpedo her. Now at this moment it seems that the enemy team is pushing through the sea cap, I believe. The one I took. You can see the St. Louis and an Atago, or Takao I suppose, on the minimap, and also a Minotaur, and probably some destroyer with them. But it doesn't matter that much for me. I will be trying to torpedo that Montana instead. Now I can go closer, but I'm not sure how close I want to go, because I am located by RPF, and you know, RPF is not pointing towards that Montana, and I was within 8 kilometers of that Montana. So okay, RPF jumped over, so you know, at this moment I'm fairly certain that I should be unspotted if I turn the other way. And I should be able to, you know, drop some decent-ish torpedoes. But since the Montana is maneuvering, I didn't want to torpedo at that moment because I wanted to give her time to do so, so I can, you know, white line her. That is, you know, just shoot on the prediction line. I wonder if RPF is actually pointing towards the Montana right now. I think it might be, but I'm not 100% certain. I think it is. So this means that I shouldn't be ambushed suddenly by a destroyer coming in, which is good. However, I'm not really paying attention to what's going on in front of me at this moment, and that actually does mean I am running literally into a Takao and a St. Louis, and I notice right now, and I'm like, oh my god, and I will panic. I will slow down and smoke and start firing with my guns on that Takao. However, she obviously does know that I'm here now, so she will likely torpedo me. And I kinda need some help here, because that is a Takao with 18,000 health. So the dilemma here is, oh, I actually hit, wow, 6 torpedoes on that Montana. So the dilemma here is that my decision is whether to go out of the smoke and risk being shot at by the Takao, or stay in the smoke but risk taking some torpedoes, and I don't know exactly where the Takao or when she torpedoed. So I decide to stay in. Unfortunately, there are the torpedoes, and I don't think I could have reacted in time. Like, maybe if I had gone straight ahead full speed immediately with speed boost, I might have been able to get into a slightly better situation. But, you know, that's hindsight. At the time, I decided that committing to the turn in reverse might have been able to save me from a torpedo. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out, so I took 2 torpedoes, and now I have a massive 511 health. Yeah, torpedoes deal a lot of damage. Torpedoes hurt. However, I did manage to finish off the Takao, so things are actually looking really good for me. Now, in terms of the cap zones and points, it might seem like we're massively winning. However, if you look at the actual ships left, we're not actually ahead. Like, we're equal in the number of ships. Since there is a smoke screen there, and I don't have a lot of health, I'm not gonna try to poke it. I'll just launch my torpedoes and then go for the sea cap, since, you know, we should take it back if we can. I don't expect those torpedoes to hit the Montana though, so, you know, they're just like, maybe I'll get lucky, but it seems unlikely. So, we're gonna take the cap zone. It doesn't seem like there's anything that will come to interrupt us, although maybe that Udaloi from the B cap could, but I'm not really that afraid of it. I mean, the Yugamo with me is also Zerberus, so, you know, he is a player I have heard of, so I believe he is fairly experienced. Unfortunately, my torpedoes missed, and, well, I guess the Shimakas took care of the Montana anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. But we will take the sea cap, so we hold 2 cap zones, the enemy team holds 1, and 1 is under contest, so I mean, we're taking further ahead. And on top of that, we already have 300 points in the lead, even though we're only 1 ship ahead. I'll go closer again. I'll probably drop torpedoes on that Bismarck. I think it would make sense. Make the Bismarck's life slightly difficult. Although it would be good if I got slightly closer, because there's little reason not to do so, and if you get closer to a target, your torpedoes spread out less, so it's harder to dodge, and they're more likely to all hit the same... Oh, well, the Bismarck is turning away, so... I'm not even sure if those torpedoes could hit anyway, but I'll try regardless, since there is just no reason not to. I didn't launch the second salvo, because I figured that there isn't much chance that both of them, that even one of them would hit. And the other thing is that the second salvo would have, half of it would have hit the islands, because I had already moved further ahead. Oh, that's a rune. I could launch torps on the rune, or I suppose I could drop torps here again, for the Friedrich this time. Now, I think what Cerberus is doing is really stupid, because he basically smoked and is slowing down against the rune, against the German cruiser. He should be running full speed, like I am right now, because it's a German cruiser. The chance that the German cruiser does not have hydro is really low. Which means that sitting in that smoke like that generally is a bad idea. And their Loyang is coming for the sea cap, but I will be able to get out of here, so I'll be fine. Though, actually, it seems the rune did not actually have hydro, because not only did the rune not spot Cerberus, he also was unable to dodge the torpedoes. So actually, that went really well for Cerberus, but I have to say that I still don't like that decision, because I don't think he knew that that rune did not have hydro, so that was a gamble, and I don't think a gamble like that is a good idea. Although I suppose in this game it doesn't really matter, because the game's pretty much over. I launched that one launcher of torpedoes, because maybe it'll hit the Udalai, probably not, but maybe. I'm gonna smoke and stop, because there is a Shimakaze coming around here, and I only have 500 health, so I would be taken out in one salvo by that Shimakaze, so smoke is very useful here. And, well, fortunately there goes the Shimakaze, and yeah, I think the game's over. I mean, we have a Loyang to shoot, although I think the battleship they have might go down before the Loyang. Although, who knows? Oh, battleship already went down, so we actually can take out the Loyang, maybe? Come on, guys, let's finish her. Excellent. We managed to finish her before the points take to 1,000. Excellent, so we managed to eliminate all the enemy ships. A nice Fletcher game, I think. Those 6 torps on the Montana were really good, although the torpedoes by the Taka were also pretty good. 128,000 damage, 9 torpedo hits, 3 ships sunk, and I even kept 2 capstones. Considering how we won this game in a landslide, I would say that I had a really good game as a destroyer. XP wise, I was number 2 at 2055 XP. I was exceeded by a Shimakaze. It's the Shimakaze that finished off that Montana. Very nice game by that Shimakaze, and I compliment JGS Raider, because if you notice that at the start of the game, he took the New Orleans near our cap zone to radar it, or the cap zone I was contesting, to radar it, which, you know, provides safety for my team and allowed us to fairly safely take that cap zone. Surprisingly, 3 destroyers are at the top on our team. Here's the damage, 100,000 with torpedoes, 2 varying targets, mostly to that Montana though. And here's the credits and XP, 23,000 Captain XP. I'm satisfied. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons and Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support. Quelhoth, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.